So, to be honest, I didn't quite know how the hell to name this video. Directors not doing justice to incredible chemistry, or directors changing couples dynamic to fit the narrative. But since I couldn't resist the pun, I decided on taming the untamed ships. So basically, as you know, between us, one of the most highly anticipated BLs of the year, about many people's beloved couple, including mine, started to air, and by now we are on episode 8 out of 12. And it's now like on a mini hiatus due to holidays, so I just thought, why not talk about the controversy its release is causing. So basically, due to all of the high expectations and fans waiting for way too long, and all the delays because of the COVID, and the fate of the show basically hanging on a thread, from the start, fans' opinion were already kind of split. Some, I think, just wanted at this point literally anything, and praised and defended each second of every episode. And there were also a little amount who were expecting like way too much, and from the start were already disappointed before it even started, and noticing all the production flaws. But like, the further it went, less and less people were excited, and basically by now, as by episode 8, like even hardcore fans kinda started to lose the hype. And people are a bit confused as to what's wrong, like, because the chemistry is obviously great, plot is logical, all characters are doing logical things, yet it feels like off somehow. And many are putting it on the fact that there are too much secondary couples and the pacing is wrong, and I agree with all of this actually. But to me, that's just not the main problem of the show. So basically, as a huge fan of this couple, as a person who could have written like an essay about winteam's feelings after a 5-minute scene, here's my opinion on what's the main problem here, and what I kind of predicted from the very beginning. The reason why I fell in love with the story so much is because for me they are my favorite type of couple whose physical and emotional aspects of relationships are balanced in the most perfect way that is just very satisfying. And they are also the type of love that is my absolutely weakness in fiction, and extremely rare to find, which is why my top ships are pretty stable these days. I'm talking here about the dynamics where feelings are just so intense that it becomes very scary to fully give into it and to like fully dive in. That is like, this can fuck me up so badly I might not recover. And it seems like pretty suicidal to voluntarily sign up for this, but then they're already so hooked and being without each other isn't an option, and it's like, it's tough to accept. And also where they're like both each other's only safe haven, and no one else is suitable for the job, but at the same time you know that in certain circumstances they can be each other's only downfall. And this is the type of couple winteam are. So why was I talking about all this? So let me just say, the person who's been in the world of BL dramas and creators for a while now, to me the problem is that this is not the right director for such couple. Like, everyone who knows New's style and his personal opinion on things by now know that he just can't relate to this feeling, and it's just the furthest from his area of expertise. Like, I'm not a fan of Pinyu in general, but at least in cases like Until We Meet Again or My Only 12%, for example, his style of portraying love can work very well due to different vibe of relationships. Like, I think he's especially good for a Dean Farm kind of couples who are in his pure, angelic, gentle kind of love territory and share this his vibe that he mentioned of intimacy and passion are secondary, only needed when it's hardcore needed, and sweetness is the main ingredient. but he's just never gonna be a guy for a couple like winteam, because he's just unable to convey this hurricane type of emotion and transfer it on screen. And here's the funny thing. To convey the magic atmosphere of this feeling, you don't actually have to have NC scenes. Like, Untamed is censored and Semantic Arrow is PG-2, but yet they both did this but brilliantly. So, like, people who say you just wanted more sex scenes are in the wrong here. Because I just saw this absolutely weirdest take on my drama list where someone was criticizing the show and someone went, "You are just perverts who want sex scenes, admit it." And to me, it's not about sex scenes or no sex scenes. I honestly don't care. It's to me about the fact that the show doesn't deliver on the feeling that winteam dynamics should give. And this feeling is that for these two, being with each other felt so good physically and emotionally that it became like a necessity. And I don't know how about you, but to me, the show sadly is not doing it. And it's definitely, in my opinion, not on Bounprem. It's literally on the way it's portrayed. Because I yet again feel the very well at this point recognizable news touch, who once again just twisted the whole vibe into his direction, which at this point is a crime in my personal opinion, because it's like seeing that Bounprem are trying so hard to deliver on this with the way they look at each other and everything, because obviously like such chemistry can be erased. But the director just seems so hardcore against highlighting it like and focusing on it that it's like a freaking clash at this point. It's like it's no this, no that, because they're in a clearly disagreement with each other. And like, it's not bad, but it's just like some said, it's just not what it could have been. The feeling is just off and completely missing the essence of these two magical relationships, because they are not like a majority of couples, yet what New did was basically basic them down. And I know it's not the word probably, but I'm sure someone will get what I mean. To be honest, I already disliked him a bit for clear implications that he is prudish. But making it seem like winteam the way they aren't sweet and they need to be like this kind of couples makes me really upset. Like, yeah, they're very needy and quite blunt compared to what classically movies find romantic. But this in fact doesn't make it not romantic, not sweet, or not the way you show love, you know. Because for everyone it's different, and news vision is always like, this is how you show romantic. Like seeing of this BTS and his instructions and listening to all actors who work with him, it's very well known already that it's his style. And he will make all kind of stories in this particular style. So why in the hell would you give him this project? And I know some will say because he did Until We Meet Again, obviously, but each director is good for different things and you gotta know what to give to whom. And despite being in one universe, Until We Meet Again and Between Us have completely different vibes. And from the start, as soon as I've seen that New is gonna be directing winteam, I went, hell no. But I really just wanted to give him like the benefit of the doubt and like keep an open mind. But I think I was correct, because seeing winteam out of all couples getting penis glow up just isn't what I wanted at all. I'm not trying to like trash the dude. I mean, we all have different views on things, all love stories are different. For some projects he can be perfect, but his style is just isn't for anything. It's just not. That's why I don't get why would he not narrow down the type of relationships he would direct. Like, everyone by now know Auf as a BL director, and when you're watching his shows, you know you're watching his shows. He has a certain style vibe to it that is very, very easily recognizable. Like, he also chooses certain types of relationships too. Like, you won't see him picking to direct like JoJo's kind of stuff, or something unhinged or like problematic, like mommy's books who are considered toxic in BL fandoms. He doesn't do that. Firstly, because like he doesn't want to, probably. Secondly, because that's just not his style. Like, that's not his area. So basically, I'm just a bit sad, I guess, because to me this project was supposed to be like the perfect opportunity for Bounprem to shine the brightest, because I just have a feeling that some like can't quite imagine what it possibly could have been with this two's potential, because it just really had everything you could have asked for, and at the end, by now at least, it's just not, and that's pretty sad to me. That being said, honestly, it's true that I'll also take whatever. Like, I wanna read them, I wanna see them, and at the end I'm like gonna make it work in my head in a way I need it anyways. But it still doesn't mean that I'm not disappointed. And this, in my opinion, is the main problem. But I also agree that the lack of care for so many things in this series also makes me so upset. Like, people say stuff like, so what if this roots 1 second, no roots next second, so what if tattoo is not the same each time, so what if makeup is horrendous, so what if his hair looked dry as a desert. But as a famous person said, in cinema, it's the little things that slowly annoy you bit by bit, taking away the magic out of it. It could be like a, dollar bill on a table in a movie about medieval times. And here, combined, it's too many, it's upsetting. It's just, at times feels like, most of the crew at this point were either tired or just didn't care and was like, this will do. And don't even let me start on the fact that actually, while editing, I've noticed that there literally were episodes, not even episode, where Win and Team screen time were less than 1/4 of the episode. Which is just freaking insane for a couple the series is about. It's called Between Us, but it honestly should have been called 5 minutes of us between all the unnecessary characters. And yes, I've already been mad about Pinyu and my Joongdunk in Star in My Mind. But again, at least with Ken and Dao, this directing didn't majorly ruin the vibe. Because who read the book know that the show only covers the part where Quinn tries to be proper and doesn't allow himself to touch much, canonically, despite them both being in the same category of couples. And I'm like, I guess I'm not too attached to the story and characters enough to be upset, but seeing New guiding like yet again another couple into La La Land while actors are desperately trying to fix it, it's honestly like, dude, you've been given a perfectly fried fries. You only need to season them. Like, they will do anything themselves at this point. But New is like, okay, let me just spray them with some water a bit. I just can't express how stupid it is. So, I don't know how this will end. Maybe I'll change my mind upon the final review, but so far it's like 8 out of 12 episodes already, and I'm like a very huge fan who'd watch anything about this too. And even I'm at this point like, you gotta be an idiot to film and edit it like this. Like, I may be bad at explaining, but there are really a lot of great examples on how you can deliver on showing such ships dynamics without doing dirty to them and without showing any dirty. Especially with such great chemistry. And also for anyone who decided to wait until this fully aired, that was very wise. Honestly, with such pacing and episodes time management, I can already see that I've made a huge mistake. At the end, I think I'll just probably cut all the winteam scenes and make one huge movie for myself to rewatch in the future, and it will be less painful. But will I ever get over being bitter about lost opportunities? Probably not. And that's it. That's basically my take on what, in my opinion, is going wrong with Between Us so far.